Issue 29. Special Issue. Quotes to Ponder. Proverbs play a special role in human culture. Every society has its storehouse of common wisdom, couched in memorable phrases. Often they are presented as sharp images, as in, "Don't cry over spilled milk," meaning that a bad event can't be changed after it occurs, so we should just accept it and go on with life. Or, "Why close the barn door after the horse has fled?" suggesting the uselessness of taking preventative measures after the bad event has happened, and also pointing out that some bad events can be avoided with a little forethought. Often they are perfectly balanced parallel structures, such as, "A penny saved is a penny earned." Note the repetition of the phrase, "a penny," followed by two contrasting qualities, implying that thrift has the same positive economic effect as income. Similarly, "a place for everything and everything in its place" reverses the word place and everything, and indicates that the universe is an ordered environment and that nothing exists that does not belong, but that all things should be in their proper place, not elsewhere. The proverb may not even be a whole sentence, but merely a significant fragment. "Penny wise, pound foolish" is a shorthand criticism of thinking small, not considering the larger picture. Many proverbs promote practical behavior via a short rhyming poem. "Early to bed and early to rise make a man healthy, wealthy, and wise," explains the positive benefits of not staying up late at night. Sometimes, of course, different proverbs offer conflicting advice. If I have doubts about taking some particular action, should I heed the warning to "look before you leap," or should I take note that "he who hesitates is lost"? One special quality of a proverb, as you have doubtless noticed, is that it is quite pithy. It takes a lot longer to explain what it means than the proverb itself requires to make its point. Brevity is the soul of wit. It is a good thing that all of these proverbial expressions are ubiquitous in English-speaking lands. Basically, everyone is familiar with them from childhood and don't need to be told what they mean, so they can automatically be applied in the appropriate situation. But, like any idiom, they often seem nonsensical to people from other cultures. Nevertheless, some kinds of proverbial advice seem to be universal and similar in presentation. "Jack of all trades, master of none" is very close to "he who has 10 skills can't make a living."
What do these sayings mean? 1. You know the best way to double your money? Fold it and put it in your pocket. Question number 1. Double is a pun. What are the two meanings of double your money? Question number 2. Is this practical advice or merely a clever play on words?
2. I have found that there is no surer way to find out whether you like people or hate them than to travel with them. Question number 1. How does traveling together make us understand ourselves and our relationships with others? Question number 2. Describe at least 3 situations that help us understand our buddies.
3. A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. Question number 1. Are these real bricks? What does the expression really mean? Question number 2. What do you think a loser would do with those bricks?
4. In order to be big, you have to think big. If you think small, you're going to be small. Question number 1. Explain what this means. Question number 2. What's your biggest idea these days?
5. If you worried about falling off the bike, you'd never get on. Question number 1. What does it mean? Question number 2. What are some things you have never tried because you were afraid of failing?
6. Common sense is not so common. Question number 1. What does it mean? Question number 2. List some daily examples of common sense being violated by someone you know.
7. The best time to plant an oak tree was 25 years ago. The second best time is today. Question number 1. What does it mean? Question number 2. What kind of oak tree do you want to plant for the future?
8. Success is falling down 9 times and getting up on the 10th. Question number 1. What are you determined to accomplish? Have you tried and fallen short, or have you not tried yet? Question number 2. Do you believe nothing is impossible?
9. Talent is only a starting point. Question number 1. What does this statement emphasize? Question number 2. What are the common qualities successful people have?
10. The most beautiful makeup for a woman is passion, but cosmetics are easier to buy. Question number 1. Do you agree or disagree? Question number 2. What is the most beautiful makeup for a man, do you think?
11. Life expectancy would grow by leaps and bounds if green vegetables smelled as good as bacon. Question number 1. Do you always maintain a balanced diet? Question number 2. Would you become a vegetarian if you knew you would live a decade longer as a result?
12. Never be ashamed to admit you were wrong. You're only saying that you're wiser today than you were yesterday. Question number 1. Do you always say, I was wrong, whenever you were mistaken? Question number 2. Does saying I was wrong come easy for you? Why or why not?
13. Just be good and kind to your children. Not only are they the future of the world, they're the ones who can sign you into the home. Question number 1. What does sign you into the home mean? Question number 2. Are your parents good and kind to you?
14. The person who knows how will always have a job. The person who knows why will always be his boss. Question number 1. What does this statement mean? Question number 2. It's not what you know, it's who you know that counts. Is this just being cynical, or is there real value in this statement?
15. Everybody wants to save the earth. Nobody wants to help mom with the dishes. Question number 1. What little things can you do to be helpful? Are these less important than performing big tasks? Question number 2. Suppose a man achieved a great thing in his life but wasn't accepted by his family. Do you think his life was successful? Why or why not?
16. Even the worst haircut eventually grows out. Question number 1. What does it mean? Question number 2. Apply this to your own situation. What was your own worst haircut? How did it grow out?
17. Death and taxes may be the only certain things in life, but at least death doesn't get worse every time the legislature meets. Question number 1. What are some uncertain things in life? Talk about them in detail. Question number 2. Is paying a tax worse than being dead?
18. No one can give you better advice than yourself. Question number 1. Do you agree? Why or why not? Question number 2. What's the best advice you've ever given to yourself that someone else has given you?
19. Life is not fair. Get used to it. Question number 1. Do you agree? Why or why not? Question number 2. Do you think you're treated fairly? Explain your position.
20. A man is a success if he gets up in the morning and goes to bed at night and in between does what he wants to do. Question number 1. How many people are there in the world who you think can truly live their lives that way? Question number 2. Is it possible for a poor man to live like that? Or is it even harder for a rich man to do so? Why or why not?